I would like to do your Mexican mocha.
For sure, yeah. Would you like that iced or hot?
Iced.
Okay. And what size would you like?
What do
We
we
do 16, 20, or 24 ounces.
Let's do a 20.
Okay, anything else for you today?
Yeah, I'm hungry. I'm trying to decide what looks good today.
Go for it. Take your time. I'll get the drinks started.
Okay, thank you. Sounds good.
Yeah, there you go. All easy for you. I'll have this all for you shortly then.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Good morning. I am out and about running errands this morning to start off the day, and I'm very excited for today's video. I've been planning this one for a while, and I finally get to share some of my scheming and dreaming with you all. Right now, my kitchen is just sitting with the cabinets in, some of them, but there's no countertop, and it's just waiting for me to put some life into it. So I want to share with you today the vision. Obviously, you could kind of see the paint color there, but we'll get more into that later. And then hopefully in the next coming weeks, I can actually work on making some of these dreams happen. Today's video is sponsored by my favorite vitamins, Mary Ruth. So stick around till later if you want to get 30% off rather than just 20. They're amazing, and that deal is something I've never given out before, so that's awesome. But this morning I just stopped at my favorite drive-through coffee shop in Lancaster County. It's called Latte Love, and they have a Mexican mocha that, from what I can remember, is so good. Let me get my straw here. They put a foam on top, so I feel like a straw might be better. Wow, this is one of those drinks that you can just let the ice start melting in it because it's so flavorful. It's not gonna get watered down. And I also got some of their little feta and veggie egg bites, which smell divine, but anyway. So let me just give you a little outline of today's video in case there's a part that you're more particularly interested in than another. I'm gonna talk to you guys about the process so far of designing a kitchen, how to work with Amish cabinetry makers and carpenters and things like that. So that should be interesting whether you have that option in your area or not, is the whole thing. And then a bunch of my light fixtures came in and just different finishes for my kitchen that I wanna share with you guys. Most of them are from Amazon, so that'll be super helpful. And then I wanna do a little bit of antiquing and thrifting at the end and show you what I am able to find for my kitchen. So after this video, you should be able to get a kind of idea inside my head of what I'm thinking, and also maybe some tips if you are ever going to redesign, do a brand new build in a kitchen, things to think about. I don't know how people do a whole new build. There's so many decisions just to make in a kitchen. So yeah, we are completely doing it custom. We ripped everything out, knocked out a wall, all of the things, and our 1969 kitchen is no more. And I have to say, I was very excited for a pretty kitchen, but now that the cabinets are in, I'm just dying to start organizing and putting all my things back, even more than decorating. Like laying out my kitchen and organizing it all is what I'm most excited about. So I've been in this house for 6 years. We've done it room by room, and how I remake any room, my first step is always to go on Canva and start making a mood board. I use the free version on Canva. Even though I have a YouTube channel and all that, I still don't pay for it. I just use the free version, and I will screenshot images off of Pinterest and just wherever I can find. And as things come in, or I have pieces that I know have to stay in the room, I will put those on, and then we have to work around those things. You know, paint is something that you pick last because it can totally be whatever it needs to be. But there's some like furniture pieces or existing things that you might already have in a room you got to stay with. For me, there was none of that. This kitchen was completely gutted, but there was a layout that I had to stay with. You know, I couldn't have the giant picture window that I dreamed of. I had to keep the bay window just for different reasons, that we weren't going to re-brick the whole outside of the house to make the window the shape that I wanted. You know, it's a custom kitchen, but we weren't going to be stupid about it. So always start with a mood board. Now, these mood boards came in so handy when it came to working with our old order Amish preacher cabinet maker. He is amazing, but he's a very old school. He does have a drafting software on his computer. So he does have a computer. He knows how to use that, but everything is through fax and phone calls. And even when you call an Amish guy, they're not going to answer you. You call and leave a message on their voicemail, and then they often will check it the next morning, and then they will call you back, and you want to answer, because if you ever want to talk to them in person, you have to answer the phone when they call you. And this guy is super old school. You know, he's a preacher, so he was definitely one of the most strict that I've ever worked with. But Amish are amazing to work with because they have great prices. They show up when they say they're going to. They work hard, and they actually use their kitchens in their homes and their friends and, you know, whatever. So they are going to make sure it's good quality, and they're not just out there for looks. It's not just like pretty to them. It's also functional. But again, you're going to have to come with all your like modern ideas and stuff. They're not going to, you know, he wasn't my interior designer as well or anything like that. I knew what I wanted, and he made it happen. So we did go with a pale oak by Benjamin Moore. which was very hard to decide on because I wanted a mushroomy color cabinet, like not white. I wanted it to be very like serviceable, but I also didn't want it to be a specific color. I didn't want it to be gray, I didn't want it to be tan, didn't want it to be pinkish or yellowish in the lighting. So we ended up going with pale oak because we have it in 4 other rooms in our house and we know how it looks. We love it and it didn't feel as scary to us. And I have to say, it's a great wall color. It's an even better cabinet color. So if you're looking for a mushroom taupey kitchen cabinet color, try out pale oak. It is beautiful and you'll get to see more of that in an upcoming video. Another Amish guy I worked with, he made me some custom counter stools, which I have not seen them yet. I mean, I saw the shape and everything of them, but they're not stained currently. Our other Amish cabinet guy is going to stain them so they completely match perfectly with all the other wood elements in our room, which we did go with a dark wood, which is going to make some of you like, what? But you'll see it fits with the character of the house so well. And it was quite the trip working with that guy as well. I highly recommend him. He was amazing. Both of these Amish guys were, but he thankfully lived pretty close to me because there was a lot of back and forth. There's hardly anybody anymore who does custom chair making. They pretty much all order from the same wholesaler in my area and you pick off of their catalog and that's what your options are. So if you are working with an Amishman, it is great if they are in close proximity to you because you might be dropping off printed out mood boards for them to look at because you can't email it to them. You might be swinging in just to take a look at the steps if they want you to come okay something. So I think I went to him 3 times during the process, but he was really quick about it. He did amazing work and I'm so happy so far with the bar stools, so I can't wait to show you them in an upcoming video. And then we did work with another crew who installed the cabinets and they were awesome as well. You know, Amish love iced coffees too, just like the rest of us. I've learned. I was making them iced coffees the days that they were there and they seemed really appreciative. They worked in silence though, which is so weird to me. It was like an Amish guy and then his Hispanic driver. That's the thing, they always have to have an English person, which is like, you know, non-Amish, to drive them and also to work. So it was them two in this kitchen working silently. So most of the days we were out of the house, but it kind of made my skin crawl a little bit, just like, shouldn't they be talking to each other or playing music or something? But that's just how they rolled, I guess, and they got it done in quick time, so no complaints, I guess. But yeah, you're gonna have to print out hard copies of things so that they have them, and there's no email really. Faxing, if you know how to do that. I did not know how to do that, so yeah, it just made it easier to drop things off, and like I said, proximity helps. Okay, I think that's enough for now. I'm gonna run into this Goodwill here quickly that I happen to be going by and see what home goods I can find, and then we will go home and we will discuss the rest of the details, the process, different stuff like that. And I'll share a whole bunch of helpful links with you guys. I'm very excited. I have the cutest little mini pendant light that I want to show you, so stay tuned. If this Goodwill taught me anything, it's that not all Goodwills are created equally. I have pretty much sworn off Goodwills just because I feel like everything's so overpriced lately, but this one here along Route 30 in Lancaster is amazing. You guys have to check it out. If you're ever down this way, there's lots of great other stops along this route as well. I not only found a ton of books, it was half price book day for styling and for my kids to read. I spent most of my time in the houseware section and I was able to find a lot of China. There was actually a lot of really good stuff that I just left there for someone else because I simply just didn't need it all. You know me, I'm always gonna notice the carnival glass, and even though I don't really buy it, I just really appreciate it. Everything that was blue and white caught my eye just because of my intended color schemes that I'm planning to do. I never had a mortar and pestle before, so I thought I would take this home and see about shelf styling with it. I'm also on the lookout for a nice cutting board that I can clean up and use, but sadly I didn't find one here. And I'm thinking about putting some canisters on my countertops, although I'm having so many different countertop styling ideas that I just have to pick and choose. After a while, I'm gonna run out of counter space, and I definitely don't want things to get too cluttered. I've been stalking Facebook Marketplace for different china pieces, but the problem with china and plates is that it really has to be in close proximity or you're not gonna drive 20 minutes, you know, just for a plate. It just doesn't feel special enough, I guess. So I was happy to find some here at this Goodwill. You'll see later what I picked up. And another piece that I'm still on the lookout for is the perfect fruit bowl with a pedestal stand. I just think that looks so pretty with peaches in, even added some peach branches to the mix. I don't care if it's tarnished like a silver or a white. It can't really be wood. I don't think that's gonna pop off my wood table as good, but I'm gonna keep looking. I'm gonna find the perfect one, maybe when I'm antiquing in Indiana again this fall when we go to visit my friend. We shall see. But yeah, I only had about 45 minutes in this store and I could have spent twice as long for sure, so I will be back. My sister-in-law, who runs Kindred Home on Instagram, it's a thrift page, loves this place as well. And you know what, to be honest, now I see why. Okay, I was going to keep this all a secret, but I like to show it week by week so you can see the progress. I'm setting up to show you a haul here, so that's why the table is full of stuff. Over here is the window that we're going to design in next week's video, I believe. The appliances, the new appliances still aren't in. The biggest change you might think is the cabinets that went in, which I'll show you in just a second, but actually it's the fact that I don't have a dishwasher anymore. I have to wash everything in my laundry sink, which really stinks. But like Josh says, boo-hoo, Megan gets a new kitchen, you know. It's like an elective problem, you know. But yeah, here's all the cabinets. You can see there's an island here, and then over there's a coffee bar. And I'm not gonna show you the color up close or try to get a good visual of it because that's coming later, but we also have a door we're still waiting on here. And then wait until you see, I'm not gonna show you it now, but this hutch thing is gonna go over here. You'll see that in next week's video. And it is gorgeous, let me just tell you that. But I think I'll give you a little glimpse, but also keep it a little vague because the countertops are coming later this week, and then it will start looking like a complete kitchen. Like the range hood's not up right now. This is not a good reflection of what it's gonna look like. I will share all of the design of the cabinets and all that, organizing them. I'm actually more excited to organize than I am to even decorate because there's gonna be a place for everything. And I already have a couple kitchen regrets, so we'll talk about that too once this kitchen is done. Hopefully it'll be fine, but there's still some things I wish I would have known before going into it, so it's always good to live and learn, I guess you could say. But overall, such a blessing. I'm so excited and I can't believe this is my real life. But this is my haul from today, plus a few things from I showed in another video. This plate is the color scheme jumping off point. Do you guys see how there's like blue and white china on the vase there? So it's kind of like meta. And then do you see all those like burgundy tones? So I'm gonna do something a little different that I've never done before. I'm gonna use that mauve, burgundy, and blue, which is a really random color. It's not like really in style. I mean, the blue and white is for sure, but like people don't do burgundy very often. And I just saw it in one, I screenshotted like a video on a TikTok, I think it was. It was a very fancy, ornate house, but it looked awesome. And so what I'm gonna do is lean into like a few things that are permanent are gonna be like blue and burgundy. Try to like make a plate wall on this back wall here that's gonna pretty much stay up all the time. So that'll kind of tie the color scheme in. But then I'm gonna really lean into the blue color during the spring and summer months, and then lean into the burgundy during the fall and Christmas decor season because it looks great with the Christmas decor. You know, a burgundy is like a red. This is new for me because I often decorate with green and orange, so very different. Or green and like terracotta and stuff. So that's kind of the vision. You know, over time, I'm not spending the money now, but over time, maybe I'll get like a more blue and white patterned gingham kitchen mat and then change it out with the burgundy one later on, like an oriental style. I'm still shopping around and looking, but I've spent enough money lately. I'm okay if it like takes some time morphing. But let me show you the rest of my thrift haul and then my Amazon stuff. So here's some little teacups. I do not have any ties to Asia. I wish, like I had some friends that lived there for years and stuff. So I'm not gravitating toward like the Asian design. I like more like the Delft tile stuff. This is actually made in England, which is ironic. But I thought you won't really notice it when they're stacked on my coffee bar shelves. You just kind of see the blue and white color scheme. These are from Goodwill. They're like little napkins. I like the little scallop of this trash can to go under the coffee bar because we need a little trash can under there. This is probably my favorite plate I picked up today. You can see the pretty floral on it. And then I found this one too. It's a little more blue than I would pick. and it almost looks like it was a bad printing of it, but I think from a distance or stacking it'll look nice. Same with this one. This was from before, love it. And then we have those burgundy ones, and this is a new addition. It's free. It's from my grandma's china set. She has a set that she's gonna keep together, and then she bought a bunch of extra plates, and she said I can have one. And I don't know if you guys can see, but look there. This happened after I already planned my color scheme. There's like blue flowers in the background. So I know that's like only I will notice that, but I love it. Again, this blue plate you probably already saw before in another video. I never had a mortar and pestle, but I always wanted one, and I think it'll look good for shelf styling. Back here you can see all of the books that I got. And yeah, we won't look at the titles because some of them are a little crazy, but I like the color scheme I'm going with. Wait till I show you my light fixtures. I have several here and they're so darling, but I want to show my favorite Amazon find. I got this over the Amazon deals in July, and it is so pretty. I will link it below. That's the whole point of this video, for you guys to find beautiful decor items if you don't have any luck thrifting, I guess. But this is going to be for our vitamins. So as I promised, I have a great discount for you from Mary Ruth's. My kids take their multivitamins, their probiotics, their postbiotics. My husband takes their gummy vitamins as well, and I take a liquid vitamin from them. I really like their morning multivitamin because it includes Lustreva, which is proven to improve your hair growth, and that is something that I really prioritize, especially with, you know, being pregnant with 4 children on the postpartum hair loss and all of that. I naturally just have thinner hair, so I feel like it's made my hair look more voluminous and healthy. They also have a nighttime vitamin. This one improves your skin and your skin elasticity, fine lines and wrinkles, all of that, because it has the ingredient Cepatone in it, which is clinically proven to improve all of those things in women. So I love Mary Ruth's. They're great quality, and I always order through Amazon, and with my code meganfoxu, you can get 20% off, but I might have to switch this round and get my vitamins off their website, maryruthorganics.com, because they're giving 30%, I've never given this code before, 30% off through their website, which is amazing because their vitamins are already packed with so many good ingredients, and now you're getting them at 30% off. So check them out for sure, whether it is through Amazon. I mean, 20% off is still a great deal. It comes right to your door, and you can even set up a subscription, I believe. I don't do that because I'm kind of tweaking their vitamins right now from going from the summer season to the fall season. I kind of do a couple different things. Definitely check them out. They have great products for the whole family. It's what we've been taking long before I was ever sponsored by them. And it's just one of my favorite partnerships because I get to offer this code to you guys, and it's good for new and existing customers. So I have some of you that use my code every month when you order your vitamins, and I love you for it. Thank you so much. And I mean, thank you, Mary Ruth, for such a great banging deal too. So I'll just store our vitamins in here so that hopefully we can be faithful in taking them. I feel like I'm very good with the kids taking their vitamins. It's me that sometimes falls off the bandwagon, which I've had one goal for August besides all the hubbub of going back to school and this kitchen craziness and all of that, and that is to take my vitamins faithfully every single day. And I think having my vitamins prominently displayed but not really displayed is going to be super helpful, and it's so beautiful. Okay, why don't I show you the rest of my finds. I did get this at Walmart yesterday. This is going to be a very functional piece of decor. It is 3 minutes, and my kids need to be clearing the table off in 3 minutes. They can do it, and we'll just have some kind of like repeated reward. Every evening, we flip it over, they clear off the table. If they make their goal, we'll do like a popsicle for dessert or something, I don't know. And then also at Walmart yesterday, I got this lamp, which is so cute. You're gonna see this in a little bit. Next week's video, I think, it's gonna go in my dining room on a beautiful side table I have coming. So excited for that. You might remember this from my antiquing in Indiana last fall, but I would love to incorporate this somewhere into my kitchen, especially since, I don't know if you can see, sorry, it's really glaring, but I don't know if you can see, there's like maroon. There's no like light blue in it, but there is that like burgundy color in the apples, and then like a dark blue in the grapes. So I feel like that will go, especially with like this pillowcase scheme here. This is from Amazon too, I will link it. I love how it combines a floral motif, like a block print, with the stripes. So highly recommend this one. Make sure this little decanter is gonna stay empty, but love it. I thought that would be great for some shelf styling. Maybe I could put like some simple syrup in it or something, but if it's sitting on the shelf, I feel like it's made for probably water or alcohol. Got these little corn cob holders. They're actually wood. I think that's really neat. My kids are very excited when I brought these home. This down here is gonna end up being like an art project. It has, my kids were looking at this and they just loved it. It has like the temple and pretty much the Holy Lands, like all of Jerusalem here. And then it has like little explanations of what each thing is. Well, it doesn't actually explain, it just has little pictures. So yeah, if you've ever been there, I feel like this is probably circa the 70s or something, but I'm gonna use this picture frame for something else potentially here in the future. Okay, this is what gets me about Goodwill. Like, look at this. I thought, oh, this is cute, like very subtle fall decor. I like how it's just like brown, but look, I could have got this at, is that Joann's? Is that a Joann's tag? I feel like it is since they went out of business. It's $1.25 if I had got it at Joann's, but no, at Goodwill, it was $1.99. Grr. You really gotta watch it. Some more Amazon pillowcase finds are these really dark blue ones that probably won't work around Christmas season, but the spring and the fall for sure. I got 2 square ones like that. And then these, I love how the stripe is pretty much how my curtains are gonna look, minus the blue. And so that'll tie in nicely. You'll see this in next week's video, but I got those in a rectangular shape. And then I will link below my pillow inserts I got from Amazon too. So I'm gonna use some that I have already, reduce, reuse, recycle, right? But then I also needed a few more because I can't just harvest pillows out of all the other rooms in my house and then everything's in the dining room, you know? Let me sit down and explain this thing to you. This is, so instead of using like the expeller pressed Pam Crisco, like bad for you oil to spray your pans, you can just put your olive oil, or I'll probably put avocado oil in this, and you can actually spray or pour it using this same jar, which is awesome. It's glass, there's a lot of different color tops. I blended the white one, but yeah, you can like spray your healthier oil onto your mountain pie iron or your kettle or your sheet pans or whatever it is. So I'm very excited about this one, and I have room for it in my new kitchen now, so I got this on the July Amazon sale too. I need to show you this as well. Oh my goodness, so pretty. It's from Amazon. I would love to have collected this look from like an antique store or something, but at the end of the day, I was like, I'd probably spend that much money, however much it was, at an antique store, and then would have like a chip in it or something. It would also have a story behind it as well, which I love a good story. But I thought that was really pretty. And I'll definitely use this for fresh flowers on my island. Like, can't you just see this sitting on my wood tray? Love, yeah, you guys get the vision. Another Amazon find that I've had for like 6 months and I love it, and it goes with my kitchen scheme, is this water bottle. It is so pretty, and I really should have cleaned it up for you before I showed it to you guys, but it has a little insert that you can screw in the top and put loose leaf tea in it, or like lemon slices or whatever you want to infuse into your ice water, which you know is right up my alley. And it's just so pretty, and it keeps your water cold. I wish it was bigger, like wish I had like 5 cups in it, but other than that, no complaints. I can hang it on my bike handle when I'm biking or whatever I need to do. And then here is my beautiful bridge faucet. This is unlacquered brass. So right now it's pretty shiny, but as it has wear and tear on it, it'll dull up and have more of a patina to it, which I'm really excited for. It's gonna have actual character. It is not Amazon quality. We've always gotten Amazon faucets and they have worked well, but we decided for our kitchen, we wanted to do something a level up. This is gonna be the water faucet, like for the drinking water. And then we have the bridge for the bridge faucet, and then there's also gonna be a little spray pull out. So I'm not excited about that part. I've always had like the detachable head. I think it'll work fine. It's just not what I'm used to. So yeah, look at that, so cute. We decided to do a coffee bar because coffee, you would think I'm a crazy coffee person. I'm not, I'm just a quality coffee person. I have an iced latte maybe 3 times a week, something like that. I have people in my family and life that have been addicted to coffee, and I'm just scared of that. I don't like to have any vices, and so I'm like, I'm never gonna get addicted to coffee. I'm just gonna have it for fun. And plus, if you saw my iced lattes, which you have, you've seen many of them over the years on my channel, they're like dessert in a cup, you know? They're not necessarily the most healthy thing. I mean, I do use maple syrup a lot and everything, but I love my coffee, the good quality iced lattes. My husband loves Americanos and even lattes in the winter, but he likes just to push a button. You guys know I have a really beautiful Smeg espresso machine, so that's gonna get displayed too. So it'll be kind of like a his, hers thing. I'm surprising him with, I know he's gonna like this espresso machine because he's been begging me to get one. And I'm like, no, we need to save the money, but it's his birthday this month, so he's getting for his birthday. I know he's gonna like it because his friend has one and uses it, and
It's actually really well priced. So, I mean, you can spend a ton of money. My brother, I think, got like a $2,500 one. But he makes coffee like multiple times a day, so maybe that makes more sense for him. So my inspo was this picture here. I'm gonna also have the wooden backsplash and the brass rails, and then above that I needed some sconce lighting, and these are from Amazon. I will link them for you guys. They're so pretty. Like, imagine those hanging up, 2 of them, right above the 2 open shelves. I just love that. Now I'm supposed to have a chandelier coming that also kind of has this vibe to it, but it's like stuck overseas or like at the dock. I don't know if it's coming or not. Come back for next week's video to see how that drama plays out. But I've been like emailing them every week. Where is it at? Is it moving? Blah, blah, blah. But my real pride and joy, okay, let me show you. So you guys know it's not a lot of color in the permanent parts of our kitchen. It's just basically wood and cream and taupe and like a mushroom color. But I found this light fixture that not only has a wood accent to it, but it's just so cute. Okay, let me tell you my philosophy. Being a YouTuber has given me so much freedom in my decor and choosing what I like and just staying true to myself, because I have learned no matter how I decorate or what I do, some people will love it and some people will hate it just as much as the other people love it. And it's given me a ton of freedom. My mom always was very good at that. She's like, decorate for what you like, you know? And I've learned over the years what I like, and things do change, and I know like I get sick of things sometimes. So I decided to make statements in like my faucet, my light fixtures, things that I can replace in like 10 years and not feel guilty about it. Even the hardware in my kitchen I can replace. I can't replace the cabinets. They have to stay. And you know, the appliances, things like that. So very classic for the most part, but then I wanted to have fun with the semi-permanent things like the light fixtures. So I hope I don't regret this. I think it's subtle enough that I can still decorate for Christmas around it, but look at this light. It is so cute. She is pretty tiny, but it's like the take on a china plate in a light fixture. And that blue is not that blue. Like, let's be honest, it's not screaming blue. So I think it's gonna look nice, and especially from a distance, it'll just look like a nice pattern over my kitchen sink. It's really not for function too much. It's more like the nightlight when we go to bed, it'll stay on. But yeah, love that. I'm thinking I might want a light bulb that's like flat instead of like the big round ones so that you don't really see it. But we'll see. We'll see what we decide on. But then imagine the top part is wood, and that will be screwed in up here. So it really ties well in with my kitchen. But yeah, it's really loud in here. So we are going to try to dampen it with some curtains and some pillows. And you'll see all that in next week's video. But I'm gonna return these, so I wanna show them to you now because I think they're beautiful, but they don't work with my neutral tan taupe with pops of navy and burgundy color scheme. These are from the brand Woven Nook, which you can actually get on Amazon. I don't know if that's like legit or not, but they feel fine. This is my favorite one. It's like a really pretty antique blue. This one I would love to keep, but I can't justify keeping a whole stack if that's the only one that really makes a statement. This one's really beautiful too. And then, okay, I learned a lesson here. I ordered this cafe curtain, which I think it would be very beautiful over my window. I ordered it before the window was even installed. It's a new window, but it's still the same pretty much footprint. It's not any bigger than before. But as soon as Josh put that window in, I knew I was not going to be covering it up with a curtain. Even though I love that look, it would dampen the sound a little bit. I am not blocking out any light. I just love that window. It's like a focal point in the room. I thought maybe the range hood would be the focus, but it's not. When you walk in through the entryway, you notice the big window right away. And I love that. So I'm not gonna be breaking it up with cafe curtains, but I think these look very pretty if you are in need of some. So I'll link them below for you too. Guys, it's just like never ending spending money. Like, I've been thrifting and I've been buying new and I've been like trying to find a balance. I spent so much time driving all around Lancaster County picking up Facebook Marketplace things. I've been collecting for a long time and it's super fun, but at some point it's just like, oh, I need a second job. It just feels like a lot at once. I keep reminding myself I was planning to do this for 6 years. So it's not like all happening in 3 months here, you know. The kitchen was from 1969 and it's okay to rip it out and everything, but it's also like, I wouldn't have had to. Let's be honest, I would not have had to. I could have been content with what I had, which I was. It just came down to it needed repainting. It looked really, really bad. Ask my friends. They would not tell me to my face, but it did. It looked really bad. And we knew we were gonna have to redo it at some point, so we decided just to go big and get it done. The way we went about it budget-wise was, I'll tell you a few real numbers here, but the way we went about it was we are going, anything that's permanent, that's gonna last forever, we were going to do top-notch quality. We went with the Amish cabinet guy, custom cabinets to make the best use of the space. We actually put around with stock cabinets for a little bit, but we're like, no. Yes, it hurts to spend the money up front, but we're gonna get so much life and use out of this kitchen in the next 20, 30, 40, 50 years. So don't regret it at all. They look beautiful, and I'm gonna be able to store so much in there. Come back for that video when it's time. I can't wait. I would say, I don't know what the bill is for the cabinets. Definitely probably a lot less than what you would spend. It's just in our area, there's a lot of cabinet makers. So, you know, supply and demand and competition makes the pricing more reasonable, I would say. Although it's still crazy expensive. But, you know, when we saw the bottom line, we're like, yeah, that makes sense. We got another quote from somebody else that was even more. So we felt good about that. What makes me sick? Tomorrow, the countertops are going in. And we did not even go with quartzite, which is like a level H in price. We did not go with marble, which would be crazy expensive and not very functional. We just went with quartz, which I thought was like a more affordable option. It was a level D, I think, ABCD. It is called Calcutta Azzaro. You'll see it later on. But I'm just gonna tell you the number, and you can have a sick on the stomach feeling with me. It was 10 grand, $10,000 to get. It's a decent amount of countertop, and we wouldn't have had to go up the backsplash, but I did not want the tile look. For some reason, tile in a kitchen can come off bathroomy if you're not careful. And I just wanted that European farmhouse feel with like natural stone going up the walls, even though quartz is stone, but it's engineered stone. Like they crush it all up and make like a specific pattern. It's really cool, actually. They sent me a template of what it's gonna look like, and you can see exactly where each vein of the Calcutta Azzaro, it looks like marble, but it's quartz, exactly where each vein is gonna go. And it's like all done by this crazy machine. So you're paying for the product and the stone, but also for all the technology and the laser or the cutter or whatever it does, cuts out each light switch, which is $80 for each additional hole that you need. So for every electrical box or outlet thing, that's $80. So I know some people like to put their outlets up in the bottom of their cabinets. That's like a new thing people are doing, which I considered it very heavily for a while. But ultimately I decided against it. Sorry, I moved. The echo was annoying me. Ultimately, I decided not to, because you always see cords going straight up in the air then. It would have saved us $80 a hole to do that. But then, yeah, the cord's always going up in the air and you can't hide that. Whereas if you have just the outlets on the back, you can hide it with a cutting board, hide it with your apparatus, like your pretty KitchenAid mixer or whatever, if you will. So yeah, in the end, we just decided to do 2 outlets. So yeah, it's whatever you like. Personally, I just don't like that look of cords always going up in the air. And I film a lot of food content. Even when my kitchen was kind of shabby and not ideal, I still made lots of food content because I know the reality of a lot of you guys is that you have an unideal kitchen. I've had an unideal kitchen ever since we moved here, but I still made it mine. I was still proud of it. I was still very thankful for it. And besides the backsplash, I always hated that backsplash, but I covered it up with things. But yeah, I feel like I made that kitchen my own as best I could. And it would go through moments of insecurity of like, what am I doing showing my hideous kitchen on YouTube? And then other times I would feel like so guilty and blessed. And like, I'm so fortunate to have such a spacious area, even if the cabinetry was like not laid out nicely or breaking and you know, stuff like that. So yeah, it's both sides of the coin. But yeah, if you are in an unideal kitchen situation, I have so much content for you guys to watch on my channel. I actually made a playlist that you can easily find all of that. So I can put that down below for you. It's basically how to love the kitchen you have, how to glow it up with just a few key things, and yeah, several videos based off of that. But at the end of the day, it is very vulnerable sharing with you guys where we spent our money, how we spent our money, what we're doing, all of that right here online. But I hope that it's helpful. So if you are saving up and you are gonna wanna do a new kitchen eventually, maybe you'll learn from my mistakes or just maybe be aware of the situation. I know that 10,000 number I shared is disgusting and horrific, and I still don't know what the total of the whole kitchen is yet, but I would say if you don't have a carpenter husband, like I have Josh, he saved us so much money. He did all the flooring himself, he did tons of electrical, and drywalling and light stuff all by himself. So that saved us a ton of money too. So if you don't have a Josh in your back pocket and you're gonna go with the custom route, you're like looking at 50 to 70K. Obviously your countertops can totally, you don't have to spend 10 grand on your countertops. Like that's atrocious. But yeah, if you're looking at reflooring and all of that, it just really adds up. So maybe you are satisfied with the kitchen you have. Maybe you can hang on a couple more years. Like that's what happened for us. When we counted the cost, we're like, yep, we'll wait another year. Anyway, and so until it finally came down to it, 6 years later, we just pulled the plug. And yeah, now we're doing it for real. So another insecurity I have is like, am I making this kitchen remodel too big of a deal? But I enjoy this kind of content. And I want to look back on this later and see my thought process and just all the, it's been a very trying season, even though it's elective. Like we chose to do without a dishwasher and do without a kitchen. And you know, summertime is the most ideal time to do this. But if you have the funds and can do a remodel before you move in, always the best solution. Oh, I did want to say too, you can save a lot of money by doing stock cabinets. We did look into that too, and you can make them look pretty nice. Like Josh has done a lot of stock cabinets in other people's houses. It's just not gonna make the most of your space. You're gonna have to like put a header at the top and some things like that. He would say it's a little harder to make it worth it to do stock cabinets if you have a lot of corners in your kitchen. It's custom's often a better way to go. Our first home we had was custom because of all those corners. Yeah, it's just something to weigh, but you can save a lot of money by going with just some stock Lowe's, or like we have some Amish guys around here that have access to stock cabinetry and things like that. So yeah, something to consider. But right now I'm excited to breathe some life into this space. I'm excited to organize and put all my things back in, but it's probably gonna be another couple weeks yet. The dining room's gonna happen before the kitchen does. So come back for that video next week for sure. So why don't we go to the antique store yet, see what I can find there. So this location in Akron, PA is a great stop if you are into antiquing. I would say it's turned into almost more of a maker's market over time, but the building itself is so iconic. It used to be an old public schoolhouse, and you can literally see where each room was. You can see the coat room, and there's chalkboards still on the walls from back when it was still in use. It's just a really cool setting. There's a health food store on the other side of the building. And so if you're ever driving through Akron, maybe on the way to Adamstown to do some real antiquing, this would be a great little pit stop. Not find anything today, to be honest. I had a pretty specific list, and there wasn't as many antiques as I remember from before. A lot more crafty things and handmade things, which is cool too, but not what I was really looking for. But it almost feels like part museum, part antiquing. My daughter always loves to look at the one booth where a lady makes hand-sewn clothing for her 18-inch doll, so she always likes to tag along too. But yeah, sadly did not find anything to add to my kitchen, which is okay. The search is half the fun, and we had a great time this afternoon. So I think that wraps up today's video. Thank you so much for coming back again, even though home decor is not the main focus of my channel. So it's only like one pillar of my content. Come back for more cooking, designing. Next week I'll be doing my dining room, just Mennonite mom life, faith stuff, Lancaster County travels, and just anything that I feel like sharing could be of value, could be fun, could be entertaining, could be informative or educational. It's all here on my channel. Click around and see what you think. Check out Mary Ruth's, 30% off on their website, 20% off on Amazon with my code meganfoxu. And I'll see you next week as we turn this big white blank space into my first real dining room ever. I'll see you then. Bye everyone. Bye.